Oh, hi, Dave.
Ian, hello.
Hello.
How's it going, buddy?
Good.
We're here
We're
with our
already
friends.
being laughed at.
Yes. Well, Ian, since when is that new?
That's true.
Yeah.
So we are doing something a little different today. We've got because we usually talk about cars way too much. So this time we have my friends Katie and Lauren.
Hello.
Hi.
That we have somehow managed to sucker into coming onto the podcast.
Yeah. We got them at like a high point with their relationship with cars. I feel like we went karting together, which we're going to talk about later.
Yes.
Makes sense.
But they were just, especially Lauren was like high on the fumes of karts. Was just like, yes, I'm coming on your show. We're doing it.
Absolutely.
And I was just nauseous with anxiety.
So thank you, Katie and Lauren, for
Yeah.
doing whatever this is going to turn out to be.
Great. We can't wait.
We're happy to be here.
Okay.
We'll loosen up as it goes, I promise.
So before the show, we were talking, and we were talking about what we could discuss on the show. Car history, of course, came up.
This is Team
right?
ClearCoat, an automotive podcast.
That is correct, Ian.
Good intro,
forgot to
Ian.
do-
He's the bookkeeper this
We forgot
time.
to do it. We forgot to do it.
Yeah. We ostensibly talk about cars.
Yeah.
But anyway, you guys, you instantly tried to one-up each other with your first car stories, and we put a cut to it immediately because we said
That's
save
true.
it for the show.
Yeah.
So let's hear first cars.
Do you
First
wanna
car.
Go first? No,
Yeah.
you go first.
Katie, Lauren.
1974 Toyota Land Cruiser.
Whoa. Okay.
That
that
is-
is
Just saying.
amazing.
That's of so far of the, because Dave's was a Nissan pickup, right?
1988 Nissan pickup.
Mine was-
all vinyl interior.
Ooh.
Yeah.
87 Audi 5000.
Yours is the
Sounds
best.
fancy.
Pretty terrible. Well, Lauren so far is like if you had it today would be the most valuable.
1974 Land Cruiser?
1974 Kelly Green Land Cruiser.
That's super
with
sweet.
only lap belts.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
That's
like-
super cool.
Looks
do you-
like the one up on that. Looks just like that.
Okay.
Looked just like that. I don't have it
Let me kick
anymore.
it over so the internet can see it.
Nice.
Wow. How did you come across this vehicle?
My dentist's son had it. And
What?
well, my father and
Longmont's a really tiny place.
my father and my dentist are very good friends, and so Dr. Castle was looking to get rid of it because his son had it, and my dad said, "That's a great first car for a person." Because
That's a terrible first car.
I know, right?
I only had it for about 9 months.
Okay.
8-9 months, because it was very, very impractical.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you traded it for a...
Honda Civic.
And so it begins.
Yeah.
Who here has owned Honda Civics at some point in their life?
I glommed onto hers when we started dating. so-
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, no, I never owned a Honda Civic.
Honda Civic by proxy is what they call it in the
Yes.
medical parlance.
It's like in the DSM-5. It's an actual mental health
Oh,
diagnosis.
Yes.
Civic by proxy.
Yes.
Civic by proxy. It's okay.
We can treat that. We can treat that.
Yeah. It's all right. It's a 2002. And your first car?
Well, it was a Honda, but it was an 89 Honda Prelude, and it was awesome.
89
Those are cool.
Yes.
Very
it was
cool.
white, and it was fast.
You
Yeah.
guys definitely have better first
And,
cars than either of us.
Yeah.
It had the little kind of bucket seat sort of buckets
Those
in the
seats
back
were,
Yeah.
that my grandparents crammed into once. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
right.
And yep,
There's
that's
a
it.
white
And
one,
pop-up
right?
headlights, which
Uh-huh.
makes
Yeah.
it super
Yeah.
cool.
We used to call them my Prince lights because if they popped up, you had to listen to Prince really loudly like it was the 80s because it was actually the early 2000s.
Right.
But yeah, that was my first car.
How did you come across it?
My dad
Knew a
found it-
dentist.
Yeah, my dad knew a dentist. We purchased all our cars through dental means.
Yeah.
How all good stories start.
I don't know. This was pre-Craigslist, so I
Maybe
don't-
on base or something.
No, because we met the dude in a Burger King parking lot in Kansas City, Missouri, somewhere. It was kind of
That's
weird.
where I grew
Sounds
up.
like
Yeah.
Craigslist.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was like
Did
Craigslist,
you
but I think
invent-
maybe
Was it Craig?
I think it was maybe an ad in the back of the newspaper, sort
Okay.
of
Right,
classified
yeah.
sort of thing. But it was in really, really great condition, and I loved that car. And my brother ripped out the entire exhaust system one time in a gate getting onto post.
No.
Sweet.
They, the type that pop up like that, they test them a few times a day. And one time it went down just barely, and the thing was so low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just ripped it out.
Oh.
Yeah. But
So-
that was my first.
So how did that meet its end? Did it?
That was it.
That was its end.
The exhaust system was the end of that
Well,
car?
so what happened
So
was it
pulled all
ripped
the
out and
motor mounts.
it pulled out and it kind of flipped up and like crunched in the bumper. And like my brother calls me to come pick him up, and he's like in a parking lot with the muffler like perpendicular to the car. Like everything is sticking straight
That's
up.
actually in style now. It's
So-
called Bozuku.
Yeah.
Wow.
Something like that.
It
But
was not
Show
in
'em a
style in
picture.
Carlisle,
Yeah.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I want to see
I bet.
Bozuku.
When
Oh,
my
God,
brother
yeah.
was driving my car, but
Yeah, I think a broken exhaust system in Carlisle, Pennsylvania is just like an instant jail time ticket. Right?
Probably.
well, the army paid for the car since their gate ruined it. So
Oh, wow.
I think it was worth about $82 by the time we were done with it. But yeah, it was a great first car. I loved that car.
That's fantastic. It was a automatic transmission, and yours was as well. Manual?
No,
Yours
it was a manual.
Yeah.
Yep.
You had to start yours by pushing it down a hill, probably.
Yeah,
right?
four-
you just get a
for-
donkey to pull it
Yeah,
fast
4-speed.
enough.
4-speed. Yeah, 4-speed.
Did it have an overdrive or?
It didn't.
Yeah.
My 88
I mean,
Nissan
if
pickup had a
I didn't know
4-speed
about it,
as
if
well.
it had it.
Yeah.
It was great. It was a great car. So
Yeah. Those are cool.
I
And
really
it-
wish that it was still.
I regret to
in my
inform you
life.
that if you owned it now, it would be worth quite a lot of money.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, I
oh
mean-
no, I
I'm
know.
sure some
Yeah.
other dentist is enjoying it.
This is the car that Cavity's built.
Yeah, it was beautiful, and it had a like an original. It had the original hard top that you could
Yeah.
put on it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
That's very cool. So I know a little bit of your car history, Katie. So because you had the Civic after that, and you kept that for like ever, right?
Oh no,
Lauren?
that's a different
No,
Civic.
I had I had the Land Cruiser, and then I had the Civic, and then I had a Subaru Outback.
Preview of things to come.
And the Annie DeFranco CD was already in the CD player.
It was
It was.
stuck.
Yeah.
Also, another great car. It was a manual. It was great. And then sold that car, moved to Mexico.
Oh, that's right.
Did not have a car.
Okay.
For 2.5 years, and then came back, got another Civic.
Like you do.
You know,
Yeah, they issue them at the border.
and
actually.
then now, I drive the big blue race car.
The big blue race
The
car.
big
Yeah.
blue
Blue
car.
race car.
Yeah.
My
Yeah,
son refers to them as Dee Dee and Yaya, and
Naturally.
Because he adores us more than his parents.
that is absolutely true. Absolutely true.
I can't tell you how much I love microphone whispers.
That's what you do when you have secrets, right?
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
We-
But no,
Whisper
we
them into
adore
the
him.
microphones.
He's our best baby boy.
Yeah, and he calls the CRV, which it's a year.
A 2000
2010
Powder
CRV.
blue.
Just the
I-
ugliest car.
I
One
like
of-
a baby blue. I
Ugh.
like, yes. No.
I think the technical color, like the factory color, is called Mountain Mist.
It is.
Sure.
Oh, God.
Sure.
Yeah, it's Mountain Mist.
That's horrendous.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
I saw a
it's-
baby blue
one of-
Ferrari over the weekend.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it was a color on the 360. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yep, uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's like a factory.
Yep. Yeah. Not some.
But
weird trust
it's
fund kid with way too
really
much money.
really light. It's like it's almost
almost
a
a silver.
silver.
It's almost a Mountain Mist.
It's almost a mountain.
It's lighter
That
than the
sound-
Mountain Mist. Yeah.
That sounds like a 0-calorie carbonated beverage.
That
Yeah.
maybe gives you cancer.
Or a
And mood
douche.
swings, yeah.
A
Yeah.
douche
Oh,
that is
yeah.
like a Gwyneth Paltrow approved
Yeah,
douche.
goop.
Yeah.
It's a goop
Remind
color.
me to tell you guys. Maybe the podcast is the time. Maybe
Let's
it's
do it.
not.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Great douche story.
This is our. You know what? This is our first conversation about
Yeah.
douching. You
I'm
wouldn't
going
know
to go
it.
ahead and
Super.
turn the images off.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I have a wonderful grandmother. We call her Ma'am.
Yes.
She was actually the original owner of the Mountain Mist 2010 CRV.
Okay.
Bought it from her. And when we were kids, we spent a lot of time over at Ma'am's house, and she had a bath. We would take baths over at her house. And
I'm really,
I don't
really
know where this is
concerned
going.
with
I
where this is
know.
going.
yeah.
Guys,
Yeah.
I've never heard this story.
And Ma'am is like she's an outgoing lady. She loves to talk to strangers, talk to people. And Summer's Eve had come out with a bubble bath. Separate from their douching products, had come out with a bubble bath.
Okay.
If you make one product,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she bought the bubble bath, and we loved it. It was great to
Sure.
take baths in. nice luxurious bubbles, great smell. So, ma'am.
We're now just transitioning into bubble bath reviews on this show.
Is there a sommelier, but for bubble bath, you're like, yeah, excellent bubble coverage.
Not big on the mouthfeel.
The top
Exactly.
note of lavender.
Exactly. So, ma'am went back to buy more bubble bath and was like, the kids love it, so I'm going to buy
Sure.
like
Everything they have.
Four
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah.
So apparently she bought 4 bottles of douche, and then
Just the dirtiest vagina that lady has. Is all they were thinking
and
about.
then just raved to the woman checking her out at Safeway. My grandkids love to bathe in this. It's got the best. They just
While that lady's
they
like on the
adore it.
phone with Adult Protective
Exactly.
Services. Like, I think this lady's lost it.
Yeah.
Oh my
And making
God.
a video of it. Yeah.
Exactly. She was like, "Oh." She gets it home, pulls it out of the bag, and it's like, "Oh my god! I
This is
told a
weird-
stranger that I bathed
This has
my
a lot more
grandchildren."
equipment than the last bubble bath.
that I grandchildren in
Is
there.
that to make extra bubbles or?
Oh, God.
It's like a bellows for the bubbles.
You just give one to each kid, they put them in their mouths, and it's tons of fun.
Yes.
Good story.
Thanks. I always wanted to come on a podcast and tell a story about douching.
Yeah.
So my car history.
The Team Clearcoat automotive podcast.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.
So your car history.
Yes, go ahead.
I don't know what we're going to talk about enemas at some point during
Well, I
it.
was
Sure.
going to say,
That
if
makes
you
sense.
had to take a guess about how many Saturns are in it,
I know of
No.
at least one, which was awful.
it's
There's
more
a
than
lot.
one.
The eye contact sealed it.
Yeah.
This is something
So I
we
had
need
my
to deal with.
Prelude.
Yeah, which is fantastic.
Then I
Cool.
had, for a brief spell, a GMC Sonoma tiny pickup truck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
You had a mini truck?
I did.
I did not know
Okay.
that.
All right.
Then I had...
Also-
Those are sort of kind of in demand now too.
Yeah.
Yeah, talk
Nobody
about,
makes a mini truck anymore.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah, it belonged to my ex-husband. So, hi Mark. We had the GMC Sonoma pickup truck. Then we had a gold, like the little 3-door Saturn coupe thing.
Yeah, with the door on the
the
side.
little mini door.
Is that the
Yeah.
SL2?
No idea. I did run into a semi in it in Hutchinson, Kansas once on my way to a Pixies show in Lincoln. So,
Whoa.
but
Did you make it
anyways,
to the show?
we did. Yeah. Can't hold this down with a semi. It was like that
Yeah,
sad
the
sad
SC.
sand color that
Yep.
all the
Yep.
sedans
Yep.
are.
Uh-huh.
So I had that.
I think they call that one Weeping Dunes.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is-
That's color.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
that's
it's that's exactly it.
Yeah.
It's the same color my child had Ford Taurus wagon that was mocha frost. So
Oh.
I like that you know the actual
Yeah.
paint codes on all these.
couldn't tell you what I had for breakfast.
Right.
But
But
I
you remember.
retain odd information.
Yeah.
So after that car, then I had a Saturn LS something or other 4-door bigger sedan that was purple.
LS 200?
Was it the V6 one?
I don't know. It was bigger than the Ion, which was my next car. Because the flying grape, the purple car I had
The
was
LS,
so
it's
terrible.
Okay.
It was a total lemon. Bought it used at like a dealership in Yukon, Oklahoma. It was kind of like
It was the Ion?
no, the
No.
Ion's next.
Okay.
It was
Yeah.
go Saturn V6. Look up Saturn V6.
I was to
Those
say,
things
if I
were
saw a picture, I could.
terrible.
Yeah. Welcome to Saturn
was-
Cast, where you watch us Google
Yeah,
pictures
right?
of Saturns.
Yeah.
And to
Yeah.
like
The
I,
saddest.
it was like an
Yeah.
LS and numbers after it, maybe.
Yeah. L300?
It was a car that I had for like 9 months, and in that time, the transmission crapped out. The like catalytic converters went like it was one of those things where everything that could go wrong
Oh,
with this car
no.
went wrong. Multiple instances of me like sobbing on the side of the road.
Sure.
With no cell phone because it was
Yeah.
like not cell phone times
Right.
really.
Ian and I are very familiar with doing that, but now with cell phones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And like also maybe right here at this table.
Yes.
But anyway, so I had
the tears on the
I know
microwave table.
I know what these
The
towels
stain-
are for.
Yeah, exactly. Uh-huh.
So I had the gold Saturn, then the purple Saturn, and then I was
Okay.
like, this Saturn was so terrible, I would love to trade it in for another Saturn.
You got me, Saturn.
Yes, I'm hooked. And so then I got my blue Saturn Ion, which Ian does not like, but you know what? I love a blue car,
Okay.
and it was a
all right.
really pretty blue.
Okay.
It was a very good color blue.
It was a
I'll
good
give
color
you,
blue.
That is the
This color blue?
Nope.
No?
Down.
Okay. All right. Okay. We're going
Out
back.
of that,
We're
right
going
there.
back.
That's
It's-
like the back of it.
the
This
back.
next.
This, the one to the left.
Yeah,
there,
the one
Okay.
that's like up on a jack or
With a
whatever.
ca-
it's
it has a
cat.
cat underneath it. Yeah.
That
Uh-huh.
might
Yeah.
be the actual car.
But
Yeah.
so the blue Saturn Ion
Okay.
that did me really well because I was a like brand new social worker when I had it and drove like
Oh, drove forever. Nobody
Oh,
drives more than a
I
social
put
worker.
35,000
Probably true.
miles on it in my first year
Wow.
driving
Yeah.
around Oklahoma. Like I loved it. It died an untimely death on an on-ramp at I-70 in Wadsworth in an ice storm.
Ooh.
But so we got rid of that. And then
You were carless.
I
for
was
a while.
carless for a bit, and that's when I glommed onto the Civic.
Okay.
And then-
Shared the Ford Focus.
Okay.
Shared a 2000?
Yeah, 2000.
2000 Ford Focus.
Yep.
White Ford Focus for a bit. And now I drive a glamorous 2014 Hyundai Accent.
Excellent.
That is
I
the
ac-
same hideous color that we were talking about before. Like
the mocha
sparkle
brown.
brown.
I like the Hyundai accent.
You know, it's a good car for getting around. The
Yeah.
problem is that it's small and it's the color of road scum, so no one sees me on the interstate.
Okay.
Yeah, the color I think was
Is the problem.
Is the problem because
Gotcha.
it's teeny tiny.
But
You
yeah.
can't see it, and it kind of blends into everything.
Is it the hatchback? The
It's-
normal?
I wish.
Yeah, this little guy.
I
The
wanted to.
hatchback-
I wanted
the
to spring
hatchback
for the
was-
hatchback, but
It was
Yeah.
more money.
Oh.
yeah.
Oh.
But
Really.
yeah, it was a few years after that one.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a good little car. It's fine.
So given your car history and, relatively within the last few years acquiring a car, how long have you known this dashing gentleman?
We were
Over.
just discussing that the other
Yeah.
day. 'Cause
Yeah, give me a approximate year on when this buffoon came into both of your lives.
you moved here in.
October 2011, and we
And-
met, I think, not long after.
Yeah,
that.
we met right around there. Ian and I did.
Okay.
So a little under 6 years, but it feels like a lifetime.
in the worst way possible.
In the best way possible. But so Ian and I met shortly after he moved here, which is funny because we lived blocks apart in Oklahoma City for years.
Okay, because I knew you both lived there.
And we had
Yeah.
mutual friends who connected us here.
Okay.
And then Lauren and I started dating
In 2013.
in 2013, and that's when she met Ian.
Fantastic.
At trivia, when she wouldn't stop talking during the questions.
Is that
Oh,
true?
yeah?
I wouldn't stop talking
So
during the
your
question.
first
I
experience
think, like, one
with
time you
Ian
didn't,
was
yeah.
Oh.
him yelling at you? That sounds
Apparently.
about right.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Apparently, I was breaking the rules.
Slowly driving a knife into her thigh. She should learn a lesson. Because trust me, you think Ian likes the rules at trivia?
Hello.
This one over
Yeah.
here.
I'm like,
She
I
will
am
s-
going to tattle. I am so sorry. They are on their phones.
Yeah.
Like,
Maybe it's
I
just
love
more
it.
like
They have 8 people at their
the
table.
rules. Period.
Remember when we saw people like reading our lips and and after we started
Unacceptable.
covering our mouths, their score tanked?
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
cheaters, and cheaters never prosper.
Exactly. So
Do you want to go? Because I have one that's appropriate for right now. Do you want to go?
Well, I wanted to talk to you because knowing Ian, right, means that you cannot be immune to Ian's car advice, criticism, anything like that.
That's
right?
true.
Having this,
That is
having
true.
this.
What do you
hand-
think it's like driving a Honda CRV around?
well,
Being constantly berated.
I was gonna say boring, but
I don't think I
I'm
constantly
totally
berate
kidding.
you
But-
out loud.
But let's talk about when you take that knowledge to your resident car nerd friend and say, Ian, we're looking for a car. What kind of things is Ian?
I'll tell you exactly what he says. He says, you ladies should get a Mazda Miata. Yeah. Because that's what he told us. We're
Yeah,
like,
when we got ready, when we were
Ian.
getting ready to buy the Hyundai Accent,
I'm going to defend this.
Ian
and we were like, we need a car that has a back seat because we would like to have a baby someday.
That is not what you said. That was not what you said.
You're right. We said we need something zippy and flashy to get around the mountains in.
That is actually what you did say when you were talking about the accent, because
We did
you
not
already
use the
had
word zippy and flashy.
But
I'm sure of that.
Well, but the Miata is neither of those things. But you said
There's a lot of finger pointing on this podcast.
I know. Welcome to Fingercast. It's not what you think.
that's finger blast. That's down the street. So you had said that you wanted something that was a little more fun to drive than the Ion.
What was this motion that you just
It
did?
was fun, a footloose and basically
I'm
fun.
a fun
Like something
guy.
I could take my surfboard on.
Yeah. And watch the movie Teen Wolf.
And I suggested, I said, you guys have
Don't yell at them.
you
Ian.
have a
We're used to it, Dave.
Fucking screaming at them. I said he's one whiskey in.
Oh no.
He's half a whiskey
I
in.
know.
And yeah.
I said
Yes.
that you already had the CRV at this point already. So you had your practical road trip car, 4-wheel drive car or whatever.
That's the nicest I've ever heard you speak about the CRV.
It's true though. It's a practical road trip car. It
Yes,
carries
yes.
my son safely from place to
Yes.
place all the time.
And boy, he loves it.
He does love it. He
It
does
is a
love
thrill.
it. Yeah. And so I said, you don't need a second car that does all of those things.
Right? Which we agreed with.
Yeah.
And at the time you didn't think you were going to be driving that much, like in the winter months or whatever. You said you could take the CRV when you needed to in the winter
Right.
or whatever. So I was like, well then get something that does something totally different and get a Miata.
Get a Mazda Miata. You also recommended the Hyundai Veloster.
Which I like,
I did.
but I can't fit in.
Although I have
Really?
to say, I've maybe come around on the Veloster.
Yeah, I suggested that because it met all of the reliability, gas mileage, all that stuff, everything that your accent does, the Veloster does. But it's a hatchback, so it's a little more practical, and
You
it
don't
looks
look like
funky.
you're late for like a librarians convention like, with a bunch of cats in your trunk.
No,
I
think it
remember
looks,
the two
at least it
recommendations
looks-
were the Veloster
The
and
Veloster,
the
the
Miata.
Veloster's a nice looking car. I think you also suggested the Juke.
I did not. I would not have suggested the Juke.
I feel like you did.
That definitely did not happen. No, there was a Juke parked outside your house, and I remember talking to you about it. It
Yeah,
was
they
parked
moved
outside your
away,
apartment,
yeah.
and I was like, "Why do they have that?"
Oh, I thought it was like you should
I
get
actually
that.
like the Juke.
I mean,
Lady
I
at my
don't-
office has
I don't
a
hate the
really
Juke.
nice Juke.
Yeah.
I don't
It's a
hate it.
terrible
It's
name
the
for a
worst
car.
name
yeah,
ever, though.
yeah.
Wow.
So this takes me to an FMK Cars.
Yes, let's
Okay.
do it.
So FMK Cars is a game that we play based off the classic game of Fuck, Marry, Kill,
Yes.
but we play it with cars instead of people because we're nice. So fuck means you drive it for a day. You
Hit it and
One
quit
day.
it.
one
Treat
day.
it like Ian in a rental car.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mary means it's your new daily driver.
Okay.
Okay.
Also, how Ian treats the same way. Yeah.
And kill means it goes to the crusher immediately.
Okay.
No one gets it.
No one gets it.
Yep.
It's gone from this earth forever.
It's like
Okay.
that terrible.
So these
Okay.
are
Great.
so
You're
this
really
one
pleased with yourself already. I could tell.
I am. Well, no, it's just funny.
Is this
Just-
for both of us?
Yeah, so
Okay.
we'll
So
say
we'll-
we'll go Katie first on this
Okay.
one.
Okay.
No. This one we're gonna go Lauren first because
Okay.
my second one is more for Katie. So
Okay.
Lauren first for this
Great.
one. This one is called, and I like to do kind of long titles for mine.
See, I like
That is
I like where your head's
shocking.
I know.
After
I know.
playing trivia with you.
I know. I always pick team names that are 3 sentences long.
Yeah.
Thanks for the advice, Ian. Really, I forgot my stove has to wash its hair tonight. Cars I recommended you consider buying: Hyundai Veloster,
at. Okay. All right.
Mazda Miata, and the third car that I suggested that you go test drive before you look at the accent was the Ford Focus.
Oh yeah.
Mazda Miata.
Yeah.
The
Probably a
It
newer
was
one like
with
this.
that one, yeah.
Yeah.
The- It would have been the ND.
A Mazda
Or
Miata,
NC,
a Veloster,
whatever.
and a Ford Focus.
Yep. Pull up a picture of the Ford Focus and try not
Like a Ford Focus.
Like a
hatchback?
2014, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I
Like-
said
like
that,
this
or
guy?
I said you should drive that or the Fiesta.
I think I remember a long conversation about the Fiesta.
It might have been the Fiesta, but whatever.
Probably
We'll
probably
go.
this guy over here, huh?
Yeah.
We'll go
Yeah.
with the Focus for today.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Lauren, what do you say?
Well,
Hyundai, Mazda. Where do you guys stand on convertibles?
I just rode in my first one with Ian.
You did.
I did.
Yeah.
I'm
was very
strongly
exciting.
anti-convertible.
Because the sun is our mortal enemy.
Because you only get one scalp, everybody.
You just walk outside like.
No, I'm very anti-convertible.
Okay.
I don't really like my hair being messed up.
Sure.
And I'm very sensitive to the sun.
Yeah. You're my people.
Yeah, so no convertible for sure. I'm torn between what I'm going to fuck and what I'm going to marry. I know I'm definitely killing the Miata because I think it is just dog ugly. Like,
Really?
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, it's just hard to look at, just nasty
It's
ugly.
smiling.
It looks
at you,
like
though.
a 55-year-old in like a Stussy shirt and like a fluffed up hair and a
Like
visor.
Z Cavarici guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
This
think
is
my
fascinating
feeling-
to get like the non-car
Yeah,
person
yeah.
perspective on these
Yeah.
things.
My
Like that
feeling-
dude owns the Ed Hardy cologne.
Gotcha.
My feeling about the Miata is it's a bit of a midlife crisis car.
Okay. All right.
From the 90s.
No,
What-
but for someone who's like still like very economical and practical. And if
Okay.
you're gonna
Like they're not springing for a Corvette.
exactly, and it's like
convertible.
if you're gonna have a midlife crisis, just fucking like own it. You
Right.
know,
Take out a mortgage
Yeah.
and buy the
Exactly.
Corvette.
Right.
exactly.
Is what
Do
you're
it
saying.
up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
would disagree with that, but we're not going to get
That's
into that
fine.
now.
I have nothing to back my argument up on.
No.
No,
you
no, it's
have
fine.
everything to
That's
back
why
it
we
up.
wanted you guys on.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to. I think I'm gonna fuck the Veloster
Okay. All
and
right.
just go crazy on it for a day.
Uh-huh.
Do as I do.
What would you do
And
in
then,
it for a day? What would you do with it?
That car would go to Costco. We would load
Girl.
that hatchback up.
Cheese, pizza,
Toilet
Well-
slices.
paper for the year.
Yep.
Okay, sorry.
Since going go karting, I might drive it over the speed limit.
Whoa!
Ayo.
I also I don't want to get too many spoiler alerts on the go karting, but I might consider changing lanes without a turn signal if no one's behind me.
Whoa.
Yeah, wow.
If you got the police to block off the road behind
Yes.
you and filled out the
Well, I
necessary
was gonna
paperwork
say-
for permits.
That made me think of a funny thing. A quick aside. We were watching Nico this past weekend and having a good time with him when we were driving on I-25 up to Longmont. And he's very obsessed with what he calls Formula One race car driver music, which is definitely the 1812 Overture. And we've also turned him on to the William Tell Overture.
Well, they play the William Tell Overture after the races. Dave would
Oh,
know
I
this
thought
because he watches so many.
I thought it was the 1812 Overture.
No, it's William
Okay.
Tell.
Well, anyway, so we're listening to the William Tell Overture driving north on I-25, and Nico is like not interested anymore. He's super bored. And I look down and I'm going like 95. Like, ripping up, like, I was like,
Just flying.
this really is race car driver music. Anyways, continue. So you're going nuts on the Veloster.
Yeah, and then I think I'm just driving the Ford Focus around
Okay.
Okay.
on the daily.
What if you had to choose between that and the accent?
The Focus and the accent? I think we had a rental car in LA.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a Focus hatchback, and we were both like,
We loved it.
oh.
It made me wish I had a Focus hatchback instead of an accent.
Focus is
No
pretty
one likes
much
and
the-
I told you so, Ian.
I didn't say. I said.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
with a knowing face.
Yeah.
I don't know if
With
you
an
remember the part of
asterisk.
the
I don't know
podcast where
something.
we said we've known each other since 1981, and
Yeah.
I can read your eyeballs. So. This
Yeah.
is gonna be really boring though because my FMK for these are the exact same.
No,
That's
that's
not
fine.
boring.
That's fine.
Although it's a tough call between the Veloster and the Focus because I really do like the Veloster. Like, I
Right.
think
It's
a nice.
funky, right?
I mean, and this is all like I like how it looks,
There's
That's fine.
nothing
I
wrong
like
with
a
that.
hatch-
But that's part of it. That should
Yeah,
be part
right.
of your decision, right?
but we really did like the Ford Focus we rented in LA.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
it
a
was
great.
awesome.
It's a great car.
It was.
Yeah.
It was good.
All right.
Ian.
Well done. What would you do?
Ian, I would murder the MX-5.
I know you
like,
would.
with a passion.
I know you would.
The Miata, yes, and we would all just eat popcorn. Yeah, while it just burned. I can't fit in the Veloster, so I'd cram myself in it for a day.
Oh, that's right. You can't. Fit.
Right.
But can you fit in the Focus?
Yes. Yep. Yeah, they make
What's
them.
hold up with the Veloster?
What is the
penis-
Madonna
penis
Vogue?
size.
I was yeah. How hard is it to vogue in the
But like,
Veloster?
like, is it like my legs are up on the steering wheel? Like, what's
Just
the...
my head, just
Okay.
Yeah, just
It's, like,
straight against the
smashed
headliner.
against the
Got
top.
it.
Yeah.
I never had that problem.
Yep. When I had a Honda Civic, I would have to open the sunroof cover and then tilt a little bit to the side because I can't drive like really leaning back. I have to sit really upright.
Yeah.
I grew up driving pickup trucks. I'm from Missouri. This is in my blood. Like, that and probably, a lot of other things that I don't want to mention. Like,
Right.
I just made moonshine in the bathtub the other day. I didn't even know, like, my eyes
Like I
rolled back
blacked
in my
out.
head.
And then
Just next thing I
I
know.
woke up with a piece of wheat in my mouth and
Gin.
bathtub full of moonshine.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, so I can't fit in that car, which stinks because it's cool. But, this stylish sloping roof line, like, that has consequences for people like me.
Yeah.
yeah.
It is pretty though.
It is, yeah. It's
you guys,
funky. Every time you see one on the
Two
street,
and
they
Jenny
stand out.
made. I'm about to get my finger out again.
Oh,
and
goodness.
and yell.
Welcome to Finger
No, but
Cast.
you guys made fun of me for recommending that car and said it was the ugliest thing you had ever seen in your life.
I think
And then
you
we
were,
changed our minds and we're big enough people to say that.
I think that you were a little ahead of your time, buddy.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
You
It
were
wasn't
just-
the year of the Veloster yet.
You just
You're like this is the year of Linux on the
Sorry,
desktop.
Did I cut you off?
Yeah.
no.
I'm sorry.
Not
No.
yet.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was good.
Great.
Do you want to go?
Yeah, I would love to. So I have on my phone some FMK cars for you.
Great.
All right. Now, this one I didn't quite write a title for, but this one has a catch. All right. So with the car, you're going to have some things that go along with it. Ian, would you do me a favor? Do you want to drive
Oh,
and
yeah,
pull
sure.
up the images?
I can do that
Yeah.
as for sure.
Yeah. While I read these? Okay. All right. We're going to watch Ian figure this out.
www.pornhub.
.com/Miata.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Okay. So first up, the Pontiac Aztec. Are either of you familiar with this vehicle?
I am.
Breaking Bad.
Yep.
like,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Yeah. It's one of the most
Yep,
iconic
yep.
vehicles in Breaking Bad. Okay.
Our neighbor has one.
Yeah, there's one that lives around our
No,
building.
no, she lives next door.
Don't tell the internet where you live. Okay. So Pontiac
worry.
Aztec. But the kicker with this,
Okay.
all right, the Pixies never broke up. And
Which time?
the first time. They keep putting out great albums, as do the Breeders. Frank Black stops being an asshole, and Kim Deal gets way more lead vocals because she's the best. If you couldn't tell, I'm a massive Pixies fan.
I may have
And-
given Dave.
I don't know if you saw the
did.
Belgium
I
poster.
did. Well, we
Yeah.
walked down and I was like, this basement is nice. Ooh, that's nice.
My friend Joe ripped that off of a wall in Prague and gave that to me.
That's cool.
I may have given
Well, I was
given
saying-
Dave some intel.
Coincidentally, that was 2004. Same year I crashed that Saturn into a to a semi in Hutchinson, Kansas.
on the way to a Pixie show.
on the way to a Pixie show. Anyway, so
Yeah. So
Ugh.
that's what you get
'Kay.
with the Pontiac Aztec. Okay. Up next, Suzuki Samurai.
Oh yes.
I don't know if I know this one.
I think you will. Let's watch Ian spell samurai because it perplexed me for a minute. That
Yeah.
little guy.
Oh, yeah.
These
Okay.
little guys are so adorable.
Right? Okay. In this one, Cameron Esposito and Rhea Butcher are somehow wedged in the back seat. Okay. Lastly, the Volvo XC90. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this vehicle.
What, we're gonna go with a new one?
Yes. Ian, it's beautiful.
It is beautiful. Okay.
This is Ian and I's favorite SUV. All right. It is a nice place to be. I don't know if you've seen the interiors on these things, but there's
sure
a
haven't.
yeah, look at that. Right? And on top of that, safe Volvo safety,
how many
Right.
cup holders? I didn't see.
Plus, you get to
any.
make
Oh,
vulva jokes.
all of them.
Vulva jokes are
That's good.
that's handy.
The kicker with this one, all right? Whenever you start the car, a PJ Harvey video plays on that dash screen in full. and you have to watch the entire thing before you can move
That's
the
only
car.
a negative thing for one of us. I'd like to point out to the internet,
Well,
and it's not me. Lauren is flawed.
PJ Harvey.
Just one time I wanted to play cards.
there's a story.
There's a
There is
story.
a
I
story.
didn't tell Dave the story,
The
so you
full
guys are gonna have to.
story.
You guys are gonna have to tell
I knew
the
that
story.
PJ Harvey was
too
a
hard to
trigger,
talk
so I
about.
wanted to dig into it.
Lauren, why don't you tell us the story? The PJ Harvey videos.
I'll take this one.
Sounds good. Go ahead.
You want to go?
No, go ahead.
No, I want to hear your rendition. I just worry that it's going to make both of us look terrible.
I'm not worried. That's what I'm hoping for.
We had a great New Year's Eve and had gone out for a really nice dinner, and we went back to Ian and Jenny's house to play cards and hang out
Sure.
and ring in the new year. And these fuckers sat down on the couch and decided to Chromecast PJ Harvey videos. And then after watching like 10 PJ Harvey videos, they were like, let's watch some Fiona Apple videos. And then they watched fucking Fiona Apple videos. And then Jenny and I were just sitting there like, what the fuck is going on? And they're just like, let's watch more videos.
While getting progressively drunker on
And then
scotch.
they're just drinking and drinking and drinking. And then they start fucking crying about David Bowie.
like projectile tears on my behalf. I don't know if Ian was actually like sobbing, but there was like some like
somewhat
arms around shoulders, and
Yeah.
it was.
And it was just like,
And then
never
Lauren
did
lost-
play that
lost
game
her
of
temper.
euchre.
yeah. And then I basically just had a fit. And I don't really ever get mad or express my
it came out of nowhere.
displeasure.
Did you,
Yeah.
Is that the one, like, as a fellow ginger,
Yes.
we are aware of the ginger stereotype,
Yes.
right? Quick to anger, right?
Yeah, I'm not really quick to anger.
Right, but being aware of that, like, sometimes, like, I try to be more restrained because that stereotype, I don't want to live up to it, right? Do you think that this is one time when you went full-blown gingivitis on them?
Maybe.
Yeah?
Mostly, I just really wanted to stop watching music videos.
Sure.
Yeah, Jenny also hates music videos. I don't know how you can just hate the whole category of music videos.
Oh, no, I don't hate the whole category. I just was like,
You just hate women in music.
yeah. That's true. If we had been watching, like, Dave Matthews Band music videos, I would have been super cool.
Ouch.
What? No, hold on.
I was kidding.
I was going to say, I was like, I'm going to be...
I thought you were serious.
All three of you!
Yeah. Because
I did it. I got a gotcha.
Oh
Because
my
we're
god.
nice people, and we were
Yeah,
like...
I
you
know.
guys all looked at me
Yeah.
like,
You invited her into your
I
home.
looked over at him like you know about this shit, and you let her in?
I can't believe you bought that.
I was shocked.
Wow.
It's
She's
like
like,
the
what have
time-
you find that one drawer in your house. It's
Right?
It's like the one time I convinced Katie that I wanted to go to like a 3-night New Year's Eve Humphrey McGee's show.
oh.
And she was like,
It was right when we were first dating, and she like G-chatted me like, hey, I just got tickets for this. I'm so excited. And she says that she could see like type. Type.
delete, type,
Type.
delete. And it
For,
went
like,
on for
3
like 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
I'm in a glass G-chat of emotion.
And then I was like, oh, really? And she was like, no, you idiot.
I was like, but I got you.
But you got me.
yeah.
So
no,
anyways, so
fucking, are you kidding me? Dave Matthews Band?
I'm so sorry that we even thought about taking that seriously.
I mean, I know I'm wearing an Aperture Laboratory
That, which, yeah.
sweatshirt.
it's hiding your fire dancer tattoo. Anyways, so we've got the Pixies Aztec. We've got
Yep.
Cameron
Yeah.
and Rhea in the Suzuki
Samurai.
Samurai. And
Uh-huh.
then we've got the PJ Harvey Volvo Dream Machine.
Yep.
So I would.
You know what? I'm going to add just a touch of a kicker, right?
Okay.
There's so many kickers.
I know,
I
but-
feel like I
but-
need Notepad to like keep track of.
That's what that's
That's
for.
what
But for the PJ Harvey one, right? Not only do you have to sit through it, there's the potential for it to recreate the New Year's fight.
I was drunk, so it wasn't that much of a fight to
Oh,
me.
okay.
Okay, so the Volvo comes with PJ Harvey videos and an angry wife.
Yes.
Yes.
This dial here is empathy, and it's just turned down.
Yeah.
I don't have to have empathy in my normal life. I use it all up at work. Thank you. That's handy.
The right answer is this one.
Well, I think I'm willing to take the angry wife for the Volvo. I'm gonna say that, but
Okay.
hold on. So I think I'm gonna.
I'm game.
I love the XC90.
It's really pretty.
It is, right?
Have you seen one in person?
Oh, yeah. Ian and I have sat in one.
They're all over the place. Now that you're going to look for it, you're going to see them everywhere in
Yeah.
Denver.
So
They're all over the place.
I'm gonna kill the Aztec, and here's why.
Okay, yeah, let's hear it.
Because first of all, the Aztec is just like the ugliest thing that's ever been created in the history of cars or human inventions. It's hideous.
That's fair. I'll give you that.
And as lovely as it would be for the Pixies to have a, pushing 40-year,
Yeah.
career of great music, there is such thing as too much of a good thing. And
Okay.
I think that their golden years were truly golden, and I'm okay with that.
Sure.
Also, I feel like if the Pixies kept going strong and the Breeders were also going strong, then we never would have gotten that one really great Frank Black solo album, Teenager of the Year.
True.
So, that one's done.
Okay.
And then
That leaves us the Suzuki.
for the fuck portion, does that come with the contents of the car?
Yes.
So,
You have to pick that
that was
one.
for Ian. I want to drive that Volvo like every day, so
Right,
I gotta
right.
fuck this car, right?
Yep.
Plus, I think Cameron and Rhea would be great to hang out with for a day,
Right.
but I don't think I'm ready to move to LA.
Exactly.
They could move to Denver.
I don't know. They seem pretty well established down there.
I like that, like all of a sudden, like now, like really real
went
world
really-
logistics
well, I
are
was
like all of a
saying-
sudden.
It went from raunchy to U-hauling really quickly.
Yeah,
like, well,
exactly.
Shocking.
I
Right.
don't know. Our cat and their dog.
Right.
Murph's cute, but
Like, is
Tuesday's
Rhea going to be able to get the
deranged.
Cleveland sports team
Yeah,
games?
I don't
here?
think she
Right.
would enjoy our baseball scene.
Right.
Nobody does.
Right.
You
No,
know,
not
and
this year. It's a little bit better.
don't know, don't care. And I feel like Cameron has like a super established hairstylist, and it's really hard to break up with your hairstylist.
I
Rhea
bet.
also, but
Right.
anyway, so we're gonna go.
Amazing.
We're gonna ride the Suzuki for a day, and then we're gonna take the PJ Harvey Anger Mobile and get some counseling.
Okay.
There's gonna be a counselor, like 3 counselors in the back seat.
There's room for them, so
Yeah.
it's good.
It's
a
seat
seven.
seven,
Seat
so you can
seven.
have 5 counselors.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
What do you think?
What would you do there? What would your answer be?
Well, in
You
this
marry
case,
the Suzuki, right?
In this case, I'm the angry wife, so I'm not going to choose a lifetime of misery.
What would there be that you would want to watch of like a 5-minute thing that Katie would be really irritated
Right.
with? But
Any
you would be like
television
every
show
time
ever.
every time you'd be like, you get in the show, you get in the car, and it wouldn't be onerous to you. It'd be like, I gotta go to the grocery store, but I gotta watch this thing first, yay! And Katie would be
You
like,
don't have to. You get to.
Yeah.
yeah.
Any documentary where you have to like use your brain.
So like, we'll just say like
I was to say graphic scenes from The Wire.
5 minutes of
I'm
Ken
glad we
Burns.
got that hard eye roll on
Yeah,
camera.
that was
I
really
heard
intense.
your eyes hit the back of your head like clunk.
They're dry from touching this blanket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're sticking with it?
So then,
That's
would that
hilarious.
change your answer? Would you just do
Absolutely, it would change my answer.
so you would do the Volvo then?
Yeah. I would
What we're
take the
saying
angry
is we
wife.
want a Volvo. So.
As you should. They're fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a beautiful car.
Yeah. Ian?
What's on the
That was
top
fun.
of that one?
That,
Oh, this is one
for
of the Uber-
self-driving.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
the Uber self-driving cars.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of those crashed not that long ago.
Yeah,
Oh.
Well, someone crashed into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds
Turns
like
out that's what
not
happens
the-
when robots drive cars. Humans are still the fucking problem.
Did you see the robot that launched itself into the fountain?
Yes. Yes. Fantastic.
And they were like, actually, there was no foul play.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Blip, blip, the mall sucks. I wish I worked at Costco.
Oh, think of what we could put in that Volvo
Right?
From Costco.
from Costco.
From Costco?
Yeah.
Do you guys want to go?
right now.
Do you
Yeah.
like Costco?
I love Costco.
I
Yeah,
do.
Dave loves Costco pizza.
I do.
Like me.
Yeah. Hello.
It's the best.
And
have
when
no
you have a
idea.
car that gets less than 17 miles to the gallon, you get Costco gas every 4 days. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Just a churro. I'm just chowing a churro and filling the tank.
That's
awesome.
funny.
Yep.
This is. I just want to point out this is what you were doing.
Yeah,
Like this.
that's
I go to Costco and I do this. Yeah.
And
that
I
was
love
amazing.
it.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Amazing.
And I never leave the bathroom.
Nope.
Moving it on.
Moving on.
Moving it on.
I do want to talk about karting.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say.
I know. I was
let's
like,
get-
is this a
let's get-
3-hour-long podcast?
Yes.
Sometimes.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So we did go.
We're going to get you an espresso next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm doing great.
We went
not even
karting
tired.
for my birthday because
Yep,
I'm
because
a
you're an
13-year-old.
adult. Yeah.
And you guys had never been before, along
No.
with my wife, who had never been before. And we wanted to get you on to talk about, because, karting to us is like, I don't know, like most people like going to get a beer. Like that's just like the first thing that comes to mind of like, what should we do when we hang out? We're going to go karting.
Karting.
But, it was kind of a new adventure for you guys, and
It
we wanted
was.
to get your guys' opinion about it.
Yeah.
That's Ian on the left.
I was just saying, are those us? I don't remember wearing
No,
them.
that's just a fair use image. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what you were thinking going into karting. Yeah.
I was super nervous.
I was too.
Okay. Yeah.
That's
Well, I was.
All right, moving on to
No.
actual karting. No.
no, I was really nervous. I didn't have any idea what to expect.
Yeah.
I don't think I even really had thought about if it was indoors or outdoors or what it was like. The only karting I had ever done was at like Boondocks.
Right. Yeah, like 4 miles an hour, putt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where it's like just
Yeah.
Yeah.
no big deal.
There's
And the
not
only
like an element
karting
of
I'd ever
danger.
done was the Autobahn ride at Walt Disney World.
Okay. Is
Really?
that where you're like on the steel track with the car and you can't go?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, it's. I'd never done anything like that.
Okay.
I've never even been in a golf cart, like
Oh, okay.
driving or as a passenger. So.
What? Really?
Right.
Yeah.
Ian,
Yeah.
Golf carts are wonderful. They're super
But
fun.
They're
No,
so much
I've just-
fun.
I've
I mean, they're
never-
crazy dangerous, but they're so much fun.
I've
They're
never
so much
done
fun.
anything like ATVs, golf carts, go karts, none of it. Like,
certainly not motorcycles, mopeds, scooters.
nope, never been on any of it.
And, her first ride was in a convertible with you in the last 2 months?
I know.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll
Clearly,
we'll talk about that.
I know.
afterwards.
I sound like I'm like a cast member on the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. But,
She just kept
you
turning
are
that
in a
crank.
basement.
Yeah,
in
I
a
know.
blanket
Yeah.
fort.
I do feel oddly comfortable.
Yeah.
Clearly,
It's
if you
like-
can
but
do
no,
PJ
This
Harvey
is like
videos.
a thunder shirt for you.
Right, exactly. Like if I could just have like a super weighted blanket, I'd be really happy. But no, I was super nervous. I
I
didn't
was
know what
super
to
nervous, too.
expect.
Well, I think the thing I was nervous about was that I would hate it, and then you would be really disappointed.
Oh well,
Because
no.
I was really excited to do it for your birthday. Like I wanted to have
yeah.
a fun
Right,
time
right.
for Ian's birthday, but it was
Right.
like, what if it's miserable and then it's not fun for Ian?
Okay.
Oh well,
Okay.
yeah. Jenny was like straight up like, you better not like put too much pressure on me because
That's awesome.
Because then I'll check my credit score.
yeah, I'll do it. Yeah.
It's funny.
But
Yeah, it was
I was excited to see which one of you three was going to be,
Yes.
the best at it, or like most improved, or who's going to like it
We
the most.
definitely defied your expectations.
A little bit. Yeah. I think
Well, Jenny did so well.
Jenny had the
You
biggest.
guys all defied expectations.
Yeah. Well, you were more nervous than I thought.
And
you
that
were
no
gonna
one
be.
threw up in their car.
I honestly thought that you were going to be like speed racer, like moving people out of the way.
Yeah, but
Sort
I
of
was
thing.
more like a hamster with a panic attack.
So let's talk about helmets. Yeah.
Not a fan.
Yeah.
Not a fan
let-
at all.
yeah, let's
well,
get
and
into
I
it.
don't feel like I'm not a claustrophobic person.
Okay.
Typically, at least I don't think I am.
I didn't realize I was until I had to get an MRI
Yeah.
for my knee, and I was in it, and it was like, oh, this is a thing.
Yep,
They're
this
going to
isn't
yell at
where
me
you're
for
moving.
moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have tried on your helmet before, like in your dining room though.
Right.
Like not in a
Not in that environment where
Yeah.
you're already uncomfortable.
and there was something about putting the helmet on and feeling like it was like my whole head was trapped, and I don't know, it made me panic a little
okay.
bit. And
Yeah.
Ian, you were like super helpful, and you were like, get a bigger helmet, like it's totally fine, like you
Yeah.
can use a bigger helmet. And then every single time, Dave, you had to like help me get my helmet on because I couldn't
And that's
it.
okay. That's all right.
But,
Those straps are odd, and like it takes muscle memory to get it. Yeah.
It just was really panicky feeling
Yeah.
for me, and I never pulled my visor all the way down.
Okay.
I don't pull my
kept it
I
cracked.
I keep
Yeah,
a
we
crack
keep it
in mine
cracked.
too, because
And
otherwise it gets sweaty and
Yeah,
steamy
well,
in
and
there.
it was one of those things like I knew I didn't need it cracked to breathe. I could breathe fine, but like I needed to, for my own like
Just know that it was
mental
cracked.
like
Gotcha.
abilities.
Okay.
I
There
needed
was
that
an
little
out.
bit of fresh air.
Okay.
And so the helmets were stressful for me. What about for you?
I think once we got there and like
Yeah, because you were like visor down, like it's go time.
once we got like seated, I was like, oh, this is kind of fun. But I had like really bad nervous stomach, like when we were like doing the class.
Yeah.
When we were doing the class, and she was like, "Oh, this flag means this."
She
and
was
this flag means
rifling
this,"
through
and
that
just,
stuff,
Like,
She
Yeah.
was also like talking to us and like texting her friends like this.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. So the
Um,
blue flag is you're gonna want to move over, and
Yeah.
the red flag is the thing.
exactly.
Yeah, the only one who caught any of it was Nico, who was sitting there like,
Yeah.
And
got
it's-
it.
Race car teacher.
Yeah.
Race car
Yeah,
teacher.
exactly.
And at some point you're gonna catch fire, and that's perfectly fine. And
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think once we sat in the car,
You
I
felt
was
not
like,
as nervous.
I can do this. And I think the other thing that I was really nervous about is I thought that we were going to have to shift.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm not sure why I thought that,
Yeah.
but I thought that we were going to have to, be shifting
Uh-huh.
from like first to fifth gear or something.
Sure.
And that was the part that made me really nervous because I thought like, what if I'm stalling out or like,
Right,
what
right.
if like and that was the thing that I thought. But and then once it was like, oh, it's just go or stop. I was like, I could do this.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah, I think that the first, and it's funny because I felt much more confident in the later races.
Yeah.
But I think my first one was some of my better times.
No, I think all
Or
three
is
of you
that-
guys,
did
all
we
three of you guys
increase-
improved.
Yeah, you
time
improved
over time.
drastically.
I can't
Second
remember.
All three
My
of you.
second was
your
good.
Fastest.
But the thing that I didn't anticipate was because I get pretty motion sick. I get really motion sick
Okay,
in cars, but I can do like roller coasters. They're short,
Sure.
and But I did not anticipate getting motion sick.
Right.
'Cause
At your own hand.
But yeah, because
Right.
like if I'm driving, I don't get motion sick. Like I do all of our driving in the mountains because I don't get motion sick, right?
Right.
But oh my gosh, I was like super nauseous afterwards.
You know
Okay.
what I think? I have a theory on this. I was thinking about this
It's also
afterwards.
anxiety.
I think, well, that was probably part of it. But it was also probably just that because karts don't have suspension and you're on slick tires, it behaves differently
Yeah.
than a road car does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, when you put in a little bit of steering angle with the brake on, like, you know what that's going to feel like in the CRV.
Right.
But you don't.
There's meter and time to it. There's, this kind of like this progression. But
Right.
with a cart, everything's just so immediate.
Right. And so, like,
know?
I think part of when people don't get motion sickness when they're driving, it's because they're, like, filling in, okay, this is
Yeah.
about what
This is
about
what's
what-
going to happen.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you don't
Yep.
have that yet with the carts, and I
Right.
think that's probably what it is.
And
Yes.
there's so much you don't have to think about, like consciously when you're driving yourself
Right.
in your car that you know how to
Right.
drive, and man, it was hot in there and my
Yep.
helmet was making me feel crazy. And then I did though eventually feel like I got a better hang of like how to do the curves, when can I go really, really faster? Like how can I
Yeah.
do that? I didn't quite master what to do when someone cut me off.
Okay.
Or if there was some sort of like obstacle in my way. Like there was one time in one of the races where Lauren had spun out with somebody else. And then I drove by it and my first instinct was like, I need to see if she's okay.
Yeah.
But then I like held up a bunch of cars behind me and it was
Gotcha.
like,
Yeah, I ran into you.
yeah, I know. But like, and I just, my brain does not,
Right.
my brain would not tell me like, oh, just keep going, but-
Right, because I mean, like it's like honestly nothing but pedestrian traffic, like driving cars on a daily basis,
Right.
and then the one time you're like, yeah, they might be on fire. I just need to keep fucking going.
Right? Well, and I was yelling at her, and of course she couldn't hear me. And I was like, "Are you okay?" And she was seriously sitting in her car, like, I was like, oh my god.
the ice woman just
Yeah, like
Yeah, I
oh
had
my
no
God,
idea.
like she is going out
Yeah.
of here in an ambulance.
I was just sitting there
You're like C3, C4.
I know exactly. I was like, something snapped.
Yeah.
Like she's
Oh
glazed
my
over,
God.
but she
Yeah.
was just waiting to get unhooked.
and I was just sitting there
but-
going like, well, there's nothing I can really do.
Well, this
until
time's
Right.
gonna
somebody- somebody helps me out.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I have to say, every single time I pulled up behind you and they blue flagged, you were over, like you were super aware.
Well,
of,
I can follow rules, Dave.
Yeah.
You were super aware of your surroundings, and like that is what a lot of people miss when they go karting. It's just tunnel vision. They're ignoring flags. They're like so much so that like Ian and I like will move people out of the way. Like
Sometimes you gotta give them a little tap.
Uh-huh.
Let them know you're there.
The love tap.
Yep.
love tap.
Doesn't that earn you a flag or some sort?
If you do it gently and
Right.
where they can't see it, then,
there was
Then
one.
you don't get your card shut off.
There
yeah.
was one, you know, the curve where it says like slow down in that
Yeah.
curve.
Yeah.
And I skidded out a bit, and the dude held up the sign, like the
Yeah,
note, and I was like, "Are you shitting me? Like, do you think I did that as a move? Like, I could do that again. Like, if you paid me $1 million,
You were like, hey, watch this.
I am barely driving this
Yeah.
thing." So,
Yeah.
so I
you
do.
did really well.
I
though.
loved it.
Lauren
I
killed it.
Yeah.
can't.
You found a thing.
I have thought about how badly I want to go many times. When we drove by yesterday or the day before on the way home from Longmont, I like saw Unser and I was like,
Oh yeah.
The siren call.
exactly.
I know it well.
Yeah, he does. You should see the quantity of races that he has done.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was
I
fun.
love karting. He's done like 6 times as many races. as
Well,
I
and
have.
they also got new carts, and so that they got new carts like right before we went, and so that was
Okay.
my first time in those carts.
Mine too. Yeah.
What'd you think about them?
They're more difficult. Than
Yeah,
the
they
old-
are more difficult to handle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're
Just
apparently
like
they're
tougher to steer.
The steering is heavier, and also they will just the rear end will just come around.
they're much
Yeah.
more severe. Yeah.
What do you think that's about? Is it just they're not broken in?
So
or-
apparently it's that they're heavier.
Yeah.
They're like maybe like 100 pounds heavier than the old ones, and that's why. That's what I found out last time.
Oh,
I went.
okay.
How
Huh.
heavy is a go-kart?
Couple hundred pounds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not too much. Not too bad.
Yeah.
But they're more powerful but they're also heavier. So,
So, kind of
yeah, their handling characteristics are totally different.
Yeah.
So
Is it just like an actual lawnmower motor?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Because I know they
Sort
like
of, yeah.
do the pull
Yeah.
thing, but I was curious. Like
they're
it's
Honda engines. I can't remember
Yeah.
how many horsepower they are, but it's not much.
probably
but
like the same as the CRV.
It's actually the exact same thing. Your car actually is just stuff stuck on top of a go-kart.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I do wonder though, has it changed the way that you think about driving?
Well, I have yes, because
Yeah, let's get into this.
So I'm not a risk taker in any aspect of my life
Huh.
at all.
Huh.
I know.
Surprising.
But this is going to sound super stupid, so just write it out with me. I had to drive to a coworker's house in Pine.
Okay.
And
yeah.
normally when I have to go in the mountains, I take the CRV.
Sure.
But Lauren needed it for work that day for like transporting something or other kids' junk. I don't know. Maybe you guys were moving. I'm not sure.
I don't.
Anyway, so I had to drive my Accent to Pine.
Right.
And I had never like driven.
There's some pretty
Makes sense.
severe hills up 285. Yeah.
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 And I had never driven a car that's that small.
Yeah.
And the Accent is not like a powerhouse by any means.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's kind of like a go-kart motor, right? But since it's smaller and lower to the ground, I found myself like not taking more risks. That makes it sound like I was like ripping through stuff, and I wasn't really, but like I don't know, like feeling more like I was like driving coolly through the curves and stuff, and like not slowing down.
Like
the
in
35
acid wash
miles an hour.
jeans or what?
Yes, like Billy Ocean.
Not holding
blasting
up
through-
traffic is what you mean.
Yeah,
Yes.
and like
Right.
being a little zippier,
Yeah,
being a
right.
little zippier.
That perception of
Only
being
you
closer to
had
the
that
ground.
Miata.
I know. If only I had that Miata.
Yeah.
See?
But
You guys
no,
would've loved it.
and it was after go karting, and I felt like a little more in control of going faster in the curves than I maybe normally would have.
See, yeah.
Yeah.
And also my ghost is talking to you because I died in a crash on 285. But
I was wondering why you didn't show up on the camera over here. It was
I'm just that pale.
Yeah.
But no, I do feel like, and I don't think it was like, I am such a risk taker now, but it made me think of it a little differently.
Yeah, right.
And
It changed your
kind of
perception of it.
compare the
Yeah.
experiences.
Okay.
Yes.
So.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like the control, I think, of like, oh, like I did this thing and now I can
Yeah.
drive. Like,
Well,
I don't know.
And also, I mean, you guys both like spun out at some point,
Right.
So like, you know what that feels like now when you start to lose traction where maybe you didn't before.
yeah.
Yeah,
You
but
know?
if I did that in my real car, I would have to like sell it immediately because the upholstery would be unsalvageable.
There's a thing called autocross. Okay.
What's that?
I don't know.
So
what that is.
it's
Is it CrossFit for cars?
almost. It's a bunch of people that go out to a parking lot and they set up cones. All
Okay.
right. And you try to go around the cones as fast as you can, right? And you have left turns, right turns, sometimes a little slalom, right?
Kind of similar to the track that we were on for the go-karts, but
Okay.
like in a parking lot, but for road cars.
Yep.
Okay.
Just like any car.
Any car,
Yes.
right? And so
Like a
people,
Hyundai Accent.
Yep, people take their daily drivers out there, or sometimes even like cars specifically set up for that. Of course, just like anything else, there's always people that take it way too seriously. But the thing that I love about autocross is that it gives you that chance to find out like what the limits of your car are, or like if you can't even find them, depending on how you drive, like
Right.
because you take that back to what your daily driving is like. And like, oh, in an emergency, I could actually stop in this kind of distance at this speed.
Yeah.
Or, like that, like I can push the brake pedal that hard and not freak out,
Right.
That's
Yeah.
a good idea.
Yeah.
Because I totally
Yeah.
see, like, I think about driving my accent in a situation like that, and I feel
Yeah.
like taking a turn too tight, all four of my tires are going to pop, and, like, the car's going to set on fire, you know?
Yeah, that's not how that works. Yeah.
Right.
It
But
doesn't-
yeah, feeling
does
like
in my cartoon mind.
yeah, feeling like what it feels like
Yeah.
when your
little
front tires lose
birds
traction. Yeah.
around
Yeah.
your head. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm kind of mildly interested in? The ice driving class they do in Georgetown in the winter.
You should 100% do that.
Absolutely.
I've always been a little interested in that.
Here's the best thing about the ice driving class, or like that area.
Mm-hmm.
If you miss a turn, you just keep
keep
rolling.
going, right?
There's nothing to hit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's nothing to hit.
I think that would be really fun.
That's why autocross is done in parking lots.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, it's the same sort of thing.
Something
Yeah,
good
it's
to
just
think about.
for winter driving. Or
If you
driving
choose
around.
to do that, like Ian and I would love to go with you guys to do
Absolutely, you could use my car.
that. No,
'Cause you have to
they
have an
need-
all-wheel
they
drive
need
car.
to use their own.
Well, you can't. I don't
think you.
I don't think you can do a front wheel drive car.
Oh, okay.
But they have the CRV. You can
Wait,
take the
my
CRV.
accent's not all-wheel drive.
No.
You got me on that one.
Dave Matthews Band.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
nicely
like,
done.
come on. We know
All right.
nothing about
I've
cars.
driven your car before.
Yes, you have.
I have.
So you
I
can drive a
remember-
manual transmission?
oh yeah,
Nice.
yeah, I can drive
nice.
stick. But I drove your car
I
a long
haven't.
time ago.
Yeah, I keep meaning to send you the bill for the ulcer medication I had to take for that.
That sounds like an Ian problem.
Yeah. Ian wanted me to drive his car on the racetrack, and I was like, I don't know,
You're
man.
but we have to keep doing the podcast.
I know. I want you to. Right. Yeah.
So,
Anyway, let's wrap it up with a couple more FMK cars, and then
I would love to.
And then let's
let's
call it.
release our hostages.
well, I say
Yeah.
time flies when you're
in
having
the
fun.
Podcasting.
That's the gas we're pumping in. Yeah. That's all science
Yeah.
that's happening.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's why we were talking about anesthesia earlier.
Uh-huh. Yep.
So which type is most effective on you? You said?
Tell me what you've had in the past.
Yeah. Do you want to go first? Or do you want me to go first?
You go first. I have
Okay.
I have quite a simple one to wrap
Okay,
this up.
so I have one that
I'm gonna close all these.
is
pictures
good
of
for both of
Pontiac
you guys.
Aztecs.
Great.
I think Katie should answer it first. And I don't want to.
Just-
This one has a theme. There's a twist. There's a catch with this one as well.
Okay.
I don't want to out you here or anything, but Katie falls asleep every night to Frasier.
Every single night.
I was hoping we'd talk about this.
Even if I'm in other places.
So I didn't realize that
Like at Ian's house.
this is a thing.
Oh yeah.
Right, because there was a big uproar when Netflix took Futurama off, right? Because there's this whole group of people that enjoy falling asleep to Futurama.
Oh,
and
cool. Did you know that?
Well, I don't know
Right.
this, but
And so they were suggesting other shows to replace it, right? And there's, like my girlfriend and I talk about like, having a TV show on the background, like while you're doing stuff around the house that you've already seen, like, and you can just kind of run through the beats in your head. And there's that known, like, there's no mystery, right? But still there's and there's a
you're
familiarity.
singing my song, Dave.
Right, and she's passed out.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. But no, so you fall asleep to Frasier
To the dulcet sounds
of Kelsey Grammer.
Kelsey
every
Grammer.
night.
Every night though, like
Yeah.
every night.
I know.
Not every night.
That-
Every night.
That's okay. It's all right.
It's just funny.
Yeah.
I'd like to point
No.
out that so does Lauren.
So
Yes, but I'm not the
By
one
default.
choosing. Like I don't choose to fall
You're
asleep
right.
to the sounds.
But no,
of
every
Frasier.
single night, Frasier. You're
I-
correct.
Okay.
I typically fall asleep to. There's this guy on YouTube that takes apart like tools and looks at all their motors and stuff and talks about like how they're made. I typically fall asleep to his videos
That
Okay.
sounds
Probably
sleep-inducing.
3 or 4 nights a week. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
If you
Frasier.
guys ever wanted to change the theme of the podcast from Cars, you could just do Frasier trivia.
Mm-hmm.
I have not ever found any Frasier trivia questions that Katie does not get correct.
Okay.
If
Well,
you ever wanted to just
we'll do
If
this
you
right
go
now.
in a different direction.
just a
Yeah.
little
just
suggestion.
a little
little
Just a-
suggestion
just
for
a
the
little nudge.
suggestion.
So
Just
back
go.
to Ian.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
brought
back to
up
Ian,
my
sorry.
Frasier addiction.
Your Frasier addiction. So this one is called Cars Associated with Kelsey Grammer with a Kelsey Grammer twist.
Uh-oh.
Also,
Yeah.
Kelsey Grammer.
Also,
Kelsey
you
Grammer.
know I don't like to talk about him as a real human, right?
Too bad.
Because
You like
he
him
is
to live
a
in the box?
dumpster fire.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start. We'll
Yes.
start in familiar, in safe
Okay,
territory,
okay.
and move gradually away from that. Okay.
This is how Ian does them. They get worse as they go. So
Okay.
Have fun.
yeah, so
I'm excited.
You might need this to make some
Do I need to
notes.
take
So,
notes? Okay.
This first one. What kind of car does Frasier drive on the show Frasier?
It depends on which season.
Let's say in the later seasons.
He drives.
Yeah, what has
I believe he
driven?
drives one make of car from Cheers all the way through Frasier.
Is it
He
a
drives a
Saab?
BMW.
He drives a BMW.
Okay.
And in the
Yeah.
later seasons, he drives a 750 IL. 1994. Well, let's go 19. I estimated 1994 BMW 750 IL.
Okay.
94.
Yep. It's not official canon, but I didn't want to spend more than 10 minutes on Frasier forums, which is apparently a thing on the internet.
That's where I get the trivia questions.
But this,
What she doesn't know is I'm the one writing them.
yeah. Well, and here we go. So the twist,
Just this Frasierception.
yeah.
Yep.
that we
Yep.
go through.
The twist with this one is that Frasier is now your full-time job. You administer all of the Frasier message boards. You manage Kelsey Grammer's appearances at Frasier-themed fan events, and there's a full vehicle Frasier wrap on the car.
Okay.
Are you familiar with vinyl wraps? Like
Yeah,
you see
oh,
like
yeah.
the
Yeah,
advertising.
yeah.
Okay.
So like
So Frasier job online plus Kelsey wrangling.
Yep.
just for Frasier related events. So you don't have any.
I don't have to like go to the like RNC with him or anything.
No.
No, thank God.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh wait, plus rap. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. You are definitely going to run out of room.
yeah.
That's okay. That's all right.
I'll start writing smaller.
All right. So the next one is the Pagani Huayra.
What?
Yeah. This is a supercar, an Italian supercar that was in and put Transformers. This was
Uh-oh.
so he was in the car.
Put also Transformers Ian's Dreams.
No, so he was in one of the Transformers movies. I've learned I was in dark recesses of the internet
Yeah.
researching
Yeah, that's
this thing.
unfortunate.
I'd also
for
like
you.
to like exonerate myself. I do not follow any other Kelsey Grammer pursuits other than Frasier. So
That's too late. All right, so
I guess I do now.
yeah, you do now. I've
that's
never
a cool
seen the
car.
Transformer movies.
That's a pretty car.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Um,
So these flaps here, like as you're driving, those flaps adjust to change how the car gets pushed by the air when you're driving around turns and stuff. It's
Sounds
insane.
affordable.
And the
It's
interior is
built-
amazing. It's like $1 million.
It's built by
Great.
this guy. What's his name? Horatio
Horatio Pagani.
Pagani. Refuses to speak English. Right. He only speaks Italian.
But he's Italian, right?
Right.
Yeah.
He is. But like he does speak English. Like,
But he won't do his interviews in Italian.
Like the
because
first lady of Japan.
yeah.
That's $1 in the swear jar.
I didn't say his name.
You referred to. That's $1 in the swear jar. It's free. You can pay me back later.
I don't know. Nobody told me what the.
Oh, the swear jar
Yeah.
is if we mention our president
Yeah.
on the show, we have to put $1
I
in.
would like to say
And
I
there's a
did
couple other
not
cars we
mention him.
Yeah.
You did though.
And,
You
and then
did.
we're
You did.
gonna donate the money. To
You made us
charity.
think about him, which is the same.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
So
That's the
Pagani.
real
How
crime.
long does that dollar
So
buy me?
Right.
That's
because I have some thoughts. Yeah.
So the catch with this one is that you have to become the world's foremost expert on Michael Bay in general and the Transformers series of films in particular.
Oh, here's the interior of that car. Look how weird it is.
Oh.
Look at these. Those are the air vents. Little jet engines.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, so
Does
the
that get XM?
Yeah. It
Terrible.
actually has the Dave Matthews Band channel.
Yeah.
Only one you need, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe when you get a little tired of the DMB, you could hit up Margaritaville,
Yeah.
another
Oh.
favorite station on XM.
Ugh. All right.
No.
All right, so the last one. 1996 Dodge Viper.
Ah, yes.
Kelsey Grammer infamously flipped one of these while drunk. Which means that drunk Kelsey Grammer is your passenger at all times.
Oh God.
I don't know. Was his the convertible or the?
Let's go with the hardtop.
Okay. Was it this
Because it
body
has
style or this
stripes.
one?
Drunk Kelsey
Go with the
Grammer.
GTS up there.
Okay.
The
With
next
the
one.
hard top,
stripe is.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you
Okay.
go.
Yep. If he could somehow
So he's-
manifest his
he's
phallus to be big
drunk,
enough to drive,
right?
this is what that car.
That
is.
was the car that he insisted that NBC buy him for.
It is shaped like a cartoon penis.
It is. It's like the Ace and Gary
penis.
car, right?
Yeah, it's a penis.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So he's
It's
drunk
awesome.
and in
I
my
love it.
passenger seat.
yeah. And
Everywhere you drive. But it's a very cool car.
I've driven one. It is the most frightening thing I've ever driven.
What do you mean?
You have so I'm sure like when it's completely loaded up and you're on 10/10ths, like you are driving it as hard as you can, you get some kind of information. But when I was driving it, I received no information. It was like the steering wheel was like, yeah, sure, I guess we'll go over there, and like you didn't feel anything.
Yeah, because you're like
through-
sitting over the back wheels.
The-
like there's so much in front of you.
That's so
everything
crazy.
was so vague and so. I might as well have had Ian read me like newspaper articles about the turns I was going through.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. After 6 whiskeys.
I have my answers.
Okay.
So I'm gonna fuck the Pagani,
Okay.
Okay.
and I will adore the works of Michael Bay for the day
Okay.
while I'm
Pain
driving.
and Gain was fantastic.
I'm gonna kill the Dodge Viper
Yeah.
because
As
guess
you
what?
should.
I want nothing to do with a phallus.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna marry the BMW and my new life of Frasier propaganda 24/7. Because guess what? I pretty much already do it. No, I think that I could live with having to wrangle Kelsey Grammer because I think that there's a fair amount of guilt money involved with working for
Oh,
him.
okay. You would hope.
You would hope. You would hope. Because I
Right?
feel like that's got to be the only reason some of these people like stick around him, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
he gives like really good Christmas bonuses because he's called you like slurs the whole year.
Right. Right.
Right.
But no, I'm gonna fuck the Pagani. I'm gonna kill the Viper, and I'm
At least you
gonna,
could get in on that class action lawsuit.
Yeah.
and then I'll drive the Frasier mobile, the BMW.
I like it.
I like it.
Yeah.
What would you do there, Lauren? Is it just like a mountain of horrors for you?
Yeah, I'm
there's
like-
no good choice.
Just kill them all.
Yeah.
Here, I'll scribble out my choices here so
No,
you
you're-
can have a
you're-
clean slate.
You're fine. I think I would definitely kill the Viper because
Right.
God,
Yeah.
drunk Kelsey Grammer. Like,
Right.
He's everything Frasier stands against.
Yeah. You're exactly right.
He is low class.
Uh-huh.
He is constantly embarrassing himself
Yep.
in public.
Very conservative.
He is not on any opera boards.
No.
you keep going.
This whole
I
thing
could
has just been a trick to get you talking about Frasier on
His
record.
wine tasting is just like it's a box of Franzia.
Boone's Farm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever's cheapest.
Yeah.
Whatever's on sale.
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever he could guzzle. Yeah. Welcome to Fraser Cast. I'm
Yeah.
your
Whatever
host,
goes
Dave.
in the cooler that's between the driver and passenger seat. That Dodge Viper.
Exactly. I love that he demanded NBC buy him a car.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they're like, think of the poor guy that shuttled that over. He's like, you just threw the keys in the like through the open window. It's like, fuck this, man. Right?
Yeah.
I'm making $6 an hour. Fuck you.
Like Kelsey Grammer said, don't care.
Right?
Burnout.
Yep.
So you're going to kill the Viper.
I think I'm gonna
As
kill the
you should.
Viper. I think I will fuck the BMW 750 to give my sweetheart a good day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're going to become the world's foremost Michael Bay expert?
That's fine.
What? Yeah. Why not? You get a Pagani.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think Lauren has chosen correctly.
I think. I mean, I'm choosing the Pagani mostly just to bug Ian because
And you refuse to let me anywhere near it.
yeah no
Just
I just
We drive it to
through school
Costco.
zones.
I just do
know
my
how much-
normal daily driving in it.
Guess how many
Pick up,
speed
like,
bumps I went over in it
One
today.
bottle of vitamins. Be like, trunk.
Yeah, the trunk is full. Yeah, that's about right.
Yes, I'd like a box.
Yeah.
What would you do, Ian
I would do what Lauren did. Exactly.
and Dave?
Oh yeah, same thing. Yeah, samesies. Yeah.
Yeah,
What
I mean,
can
we're,
I say? I love a well-appointed
we're car
SUV.
guys.
You're
Yeah.
car guys?
Yeah, we're car guys. I mean, we'd
Yeah,
obviously
you know.
choose the
And I'm
Pagani.
clearly just a Fraser guy.
Amazing.
I have one last FMK cars.
And then we're
Yes.
Great,
we'll
And
wrap
then we
it up.
gotta be
Because-
done.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So you have a Honda CRV, right?
We do.
I think the next step for you guys is a budget luxury Japanese SUV used. So Japanese luxury is crazy underrated for most things, right? Lexus retains its resale value because it's Lexus and they're great. But I think there's a lot of value to be had with Acura and Infiniti, as I bought an Infiniti a little bit ago. So these are just some cars I thought of as
Great.
possibly your next steps,
Okay.
right? So here we go. Let's
I'm
see.
so glad you said the brands because when you were just saying Japanese luxury,
Right.
I had no idea
Right.
what you
I
were
know,
talking
I'm like Hashimoto. Like, I don't know. Like, Thank you for that.
I think that's a gluten intolerance.
It's a
Yeah.
disorder.
Yeah. First up, we have a 2006 Infiniti, Finiti. Screw you. And also, you have to learn how to spell Infinity with a fucking I. FX45.
It's just all eyes, Dave.
Yep, it is. All right. Okay.
Okay.
Nice looking car. Same engine that's in mine. Nice big V8.
Okay.
Very quick. All right. Okay. Then up next we have a 2008 Acura MDX. Ian's probably cringing. 2008.
Well, I've got a question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
What is the deal with why are you picking the years? Like
Because
Well, they change from year to year.
well, I
Yeah.
know, but like what's special? Why would you pick the 2008 Acura rather than just
I'll show you
the
the
most
2000.
recent?
That's an excellent question, Lauren.
Thanks.
Yeah. Because I think these are good price points for what you're getting, and the vehicle is somewhat up to date. Like the 2006 Acura looks worse than this one, right? If
Okay.
you
Which
can
is an
imagine.
accomplishment.
Right? But yeah, I'm trying to find like a tier of like trying to Goldilocks this a little bit.
Okay.
right?
I just
Yeah.
it's like
No,
why
good
would you
ca- good
pick
catch.
that rather than just
Well, because like the new Infinity is like starts at like 50 or 60, right?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
How much would we be talking for like a 2006
2006 Infinity?
10,
Yeah,
15.
$10,000. Yeah.
with like 800,000 miles on it?
No,
No.
not really. They
Yeah.
just don't hold their value.
Yeah.
because people don't buy luxury brands used
Interesting.
Right.
except for Lexus
Right.
and Audi. Those
Yep.
are the two luxury brands that
Isn't
people.
a Lexus the only car your father's ever regretted buying?
yes.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, the only person who's had a bad experience with a Lexus.
Yeah.
He hated it.
What didn't he like about it?
You'd have to ask him.
I will. I will.
Let's
Oh,
get
I
Jim
will.
on the phone.
I will.
Just kidding.
No, he really he's my dad buys a new car every not necessarily new but like new to him
Sure,
car
sure.
every probably 2 to 3 years.
Okay.
And the Lexus was the one car where he was like, that was a stupid fucking car.
Wow, that's too bad. My
And he owned
girlfriend
a
has
Prius.
one of these, a Lexus 450H.
Is that our next car?
Yep, this is your last car, right?
Lexus.
She has
458.
she has never
No.
450H.
450H.
Yep.
H stands for hybrid.
Yep. She's never had a single problem with hers.
Okay.
And yeah, it's 2010.
2010. Was
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So there you go.
Well,
And I'm sorry.
Well,
The last thing about it is that I think with these cars, the best thing about them is that they are nice places to be. They're nice to sit in. It's good to spend time. Denver traffic fucking sucks.
It does.
And you're going to need to like what you're in next.
and I feel like for me, that's part of what I like about the CRV because ma'am, her grandma, paid for a bunch of shit we would never have paid for.
Okay.
Like nice leather seats,
Sure,
and the
sure.
butt warmers, and the nice radio, and the sunroof, and like all the like stuff that we would have been like, can you make those seats out of cardboard? We're on a budget,
Right.
But
right. A sunroof, also known as the devil's portal.
yeah, guess who's never allowed to use it?
Katie's always like, "Could we open the sunroof?" And I'm like, "No."
Yeah, we're also not allowed to roll down the windows though, because
I'll show you which fuse we can pull, and then it just won't work. Yeah.
Well, but like, so part of what I like about the CRV, and especially why I like it for longer trips, is it really is comfortable to be in, and it's a nice space, and it feels like I like the roominess of it.
Yeah, and moving along those lines, like mid to late 2000s Japanese luxury cars, amazing.
So I know nothing about the cars. You just told
Sure.
us about.
Could you show us the pictures?
I
Mom?
see.
Of course,
I see
yeah.
like 3 white SUVs.
So there's the Infinity. This will definitely be the most fun to drive.
Okay, so it had like a bigger engine.
Has a
you
nice
said.
big V8. Yep.
Okay.
A little sporty.
I say I like the look of it,
Right, looks good. The Acura,
which looks like a CRV.
It is a CRV.
and this is the ultimate bang for the buck. So you get like all of Japanese luxury in this package.
This is Acura and Honda are the same company.
So it's an Accord base with a higher roof.
Right. And Infinity is Nissan,
I've heard
and
it from him
Lexus is
before.
Toyota.
Okay.
Right. And
Yeah.
I think that's what my dad said about the Toyota of I spent a shit ton
the
of money.
Lexus?
Or the Lexus.
Yeah, I could have gotten a Toyota.
I spent a shit ton of money for the brand.
Gotcha.
Right.
And I could have had a Toyota
That's
and had the
crazy.
same
I don't know if I've
experience.
Ever heard of somebody having a bad experience
Hated
with
it.
the Lexus?
Yeah.
Huh.
Hated
yeah.
it.
I mean, yeah. They make enough cars. You'd think one of them would be bad.
And Jim is like Jim thoroughly investigates
Right.
every decision he makes, right down to like the brand of popsicle he buys.
But
Okay.
he's not
And
a
so-
he's not a big luxury car guy though, right? Because you guys usually have the Subarus
yeah,
and stuff.
I don't
right?
think
Like,
he's a
more
luxury. Yeah, I think he
utilitarian.
was like, he had gotten it. He had just gone on a trip to Europe, and he had gone like to Germany and Italy and France and England, and I think had so much fun with some of the like Mercedes
luxury cars,
Benz
yeah.
and the
Sure,
luxury cars in
sure.
Europe, and I think he was like kind of came back a little bit on the like European luxury car high.
Okay.
And was like, yeah. And then he went out to, Stevenson Lexus out on
Sure.
I-25, walked away with a Lexus. And I think for, the 3 years he
No
had
offense to Stevenson Lexus.
Because they're listening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, here's the comments. No.
it. I think he walked out and was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I just basically spent a bunch of money to get a Toyota. This
Right.
is so stupid.
Huh. I like my girlfriend's 450H. It's fantastic. Yeah.
Is it as fun as the Infinity?
I think the Infinity would be a touch more fun, but the Lexus has more technology.
What do you mean by more technology?
Like parking.
airbags?
And that's another thing. Like, yeah, all of these are super safe, right? Yeah. One has Jiffy Pop that comes out when you hit something. No.
So you're
like,
dying, but you're really happy because you're eating popcorn.
Yes. Yeah.
You do.
PJ
no, like,
Harvey on demand.
I
Yeah.
love
No,
popcorn.
Yeah.
Parking sensors, the proximity things that beep when you get close.
Like the lane departure stuff,
Yeah.
like all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
They have
Even
the
in these,
And
like,
it's a hybrid, so it
Even
gets better gas
even in
mileage.
like these
2008 ones.
2008s and 2006s.
Yeah, because that's where this stuff started. Was about that time period in
Yeah.
this kind of sort of tier car,
Okay.
and so it like filters down.
Because
Yeah.
I really enjoy a backup cam these days.
Right? See? So my 2006 Infiniti backup cam,
Oh.
it has adaptive cruise control. So
I
when
had
I'm
a flip phone in 2006.
right, when I'm on the highway and in cruise control, somebody pulls in front of me, it brakes for me automatically.
God, you'd love that.
Right? And when they move over, it accelerates again all on its own.
Do you think I follow too closely?
Uh-oh.
You do follow too closely. It's a fact.
Well, there's one rule you're not following. And that would be one car length for every 10 miles an hour.
I count the seconds.
You don't, because your seconds are like 1,
Until this
2.
conversation is over? Is that
Yeah.
what you're saying?
Yeah.
Count this?
Yeah.
All right, what are you picking?
Okay.
Are you going first?
The problem
Yeah.
the problem with this is that, one, I still feel like I don't know a ton about the cars, and
Sure.
two, I maybe want to marry the most fun car. Like,
Okay.
and so then I feel like I have to like spend a day fucking a boring car.
Okay. All right.
You've done it before.
Yeah.
I was gonna send my mom the link to this, but I guess I'm not. I think I am going to.
Let me see if I can find a picture of the interior of the Lexus, because it's
Yeah,
nice.
that might help my decision.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
I can't tell you.
It's not secret.
You guys can do it together if you want. It's
Yeah.
up to you.
We do everything together.
That's a good point. We do. Well,
Although I have
definitely I'm not down with that because the steering wheel's on the wrong side.
Yeah. this is the Japanese market one. Yeah.
Yeah, I would really pose some problems.
Yeah. You just get in the driver's seat and you're like, move that.
Bring that
I'm
over
gonna
this way.
need this to be remodeled.
Yeah. Oh, here you go. That's what my girlfriend's looks like. Yeah.
Okay.
I
It's
think
nice. It looks
I
roomy.
think I'm ready to go. If
Yeah, you go.
I think
Do you need to write your choices, or you got
I'm
it?
good. I definitely would like to marry the Infinity.
Okay.
I like how it looks the most.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
And,
it's a good looking car.
Yeah, it's nice looking.
That's
Yeah.
the right choice.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely the right choice.
Marry Infinity.
Yeah, huh? And then you have to pick between the Acura and the Lexus. I can tell you from driving the Lexus, it certainly has more power. What Lexus did with the hybrid system on this, instead of like just making it like a Prius and like super fuel efficient, is they actually they use the electric motors to make it faster
Okay.
and kind of fill in the gaps for the shortcomings in the gas motor. So like in the mountains, that thing is amazing. Just
Great.
scoots right on up.
Well, then let's fuck it.
Well,
Okay.
why'd you even bring the Acura to us?
Because I had to have a third. And also, that is the bang for the buck car. That is
Yeah,
the
it's-
ultimate.
That
value.
one would be the cheapest of the three,
Yep.
probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I think I.
But it's pretty much the same thing you have now.
right.
Right.
And I think that I love the CRV, and it's a good car for us at this point in time. But it's really boring.
It is
Like
boring.
it is a really boring car.
And we've mentioned Mountain Mist.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
embarrassing to get into in the Costco parking lot. It's just so ugly.
God, you could play a drinking game with the amount of times we've said Costco.
All of these cars that Ian and I have given you for FMK cars, not a single Subaru.
I've never driven a Subaru, so
Fantastic. You don't need. Now it's not a good time to start.
my parents have one. Your parents
You've
have
never driven your parents' car?
Well, yeah, but like I've never owned a Subaru. I've probably driven my parents out back 5 times.
I've owned a Subaru.
Your dad's Subaru is really nice. I like it.
Yeah, it's nice. Some
Um,
of the some of the Imprezas that they make are really cool. Right?
Good Subaru talk, guys.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's wrap it up. Everyone's sleepy. It's hot in here.
I really
I didn't get to
this-
give my.
Yeah,
Oh,
let's
you
do it.
didn't? Oh, I thought you did.
Yeah.
I thought you were
No, that's-
agreeing.
They're the same as Lauren's. The end.
I am a little sleepy.
Well, we cannot thank you enough for coming on
This
our
was
Dumb
super
Rule
fun.
show.
Thank
We
you.
can't wait to be back every episode.
Let's talk about Frasier for 9 hours.
Yes. Uh-huh.
We're gonna start our own competing podcast.
Yes.
Draw
Definitely.
from the same.
Yeah.
You know I
podcast
sublet the blanket for it, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
smart.
It's going to be FMK Frasier episodes. And
Yes.
It'll be
Frasier characters.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There you go.
They're like super, super deep cuts.
Yeah.
Give us
And
3.
Mostly animals.
Phil
Quick.
Hendry that walked on during that one episode.
Right. Rita Wilson as Frasier's mom, not as his girlfriend, because she plays them both on the show.
What? Is that true?
It's true.
Oh God. We need to.
Yeah, we got to cut this. cut
the
this
mic.
off.
This was
Yeah.
really
Mike.
fun. I really had a good time.
Thank
Thank
you guys
you.
for coming
Yeah.
on.
Yes.
Hopefully that was enjoyable for everybody. We had fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was fantastic. Yeah.
Thank
Good.
you to the listeners who have to endure.
Ian, where can people go if they want to find out more about us?
TeamClearCoat.com. They can do
Uh-huh.
that. They should rate and review us on iTunes and subscribe to us on YouTube and blah blah blah.
Also, go to Best Buy and subscribe to Team Clear Coat on all the computers there.
Yeah, definitely
Yep.
do that.
Do that.
Smart.
Also, what is it like? Old Ginger Driver.
OldGingerTaxi.xyz. If you want a little
bonus.
if you want a little bonus, if you actually made it to the end of this episode,
Yeah.
oldgingertaxi.xyz, go check it out.
Yep.
Limited hours on the weekends.
Yeah. I have to have me time.
He's a family man.
Okay. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.